NBC2's Gage Golding is live on the water for the test voyage. Gage?
We have often gone on.
I got one question for you all to start here. Are you glad you sent me out here for this assignment? I told my photographer, Josue, that we're going to do that.
NBC2's Samantha Serbin is following the trail of trash for us right now at 4.
Well, it's proof that our phones can sometimes help deputies. A woman caught somebody dumping a huge pile of roofing tiles here in her neighborhood and snapped a few pics of the trailer taking off. That led to a quick arrest and a man who had to come back to clean up his crime.
NBC2's Trent Bennett is live at the home speaking with the family.
Yeah, Peter, that's right. Before we take you inside and show you this room, we do want to remind you that we did get permission from the family who lives in this home to do so. So that being said, let's show you what this room looks like today. This is the room where Lee County deputies say Estevez tried to light this entire home on fire. That shared wall up here, the other side there, a family of 5 lives. They tell me they smelled smoke, they heard noises, and they tried to get out of the burning home. That's whenever, in the driveway, they came face to face with the man who'd been living in this room for years right next to them, and they tell me he had a knife.
The sheriff says that they've worked nonstop to arrest all 50 of those people, and the job isn't over yet. We were there when the narcotics unit served one of those warrants today in North Fort Myers.
The council has decided to not renew the city manager's 3-year contract, which would have ended on August 12th.
Now, LCSO hasn't said who these human remains belong to since it is so early in their investigation, but neighbors that I've spoke to living on this street tell me they think it might be a neighbor right along their street here that went missing around the time of the hurricane.
And they love this boat. This is a family for them. So it's amazing what they did.
Ryan, thank you so much. And I think we're getting a message in from the crow's nest right now. There might be somebody out at sea. Do we have to fire the cannon? Is that what we have to do?
Oh, yes, scallywags. We're celebrating our inaugural first trip of the new year, me hearties. Let's fire the cannon. I'm firing cannon. Fire cannon. Ready.
And if you've been to Fort Myers Beach, Peter Christie, you know that is a signature sound. This is a signature site.
Yeah, we just gained exclusive access here inside Spencer Roach's home. We want to give you an up-close look of where he says this bullet came through the front of the window. You can see this is a really thick shutter here, and it was able to pierce that shutter, and you can see the evidence there marked by deputies. It traveled through the room and then ended up here in this wall where deputies cut out a hole to find the bullet.
That's absolutely right, guys. We have 2 of the hottest teams in all of Southwest Florida going head-to-head tonight in our NBC2 Game of the Week. On one side, you have Estero, who's won 6 straight games and is only allowing 9 points a contest in that stretch. On the other side, you have Mariner, who is 7-0 and the only remaining undefeated team in all of Lee County.
Police are trying to solve all of those shootings, and they did make an arrest after yesterday's shootings, but it has people wondering what is causing and starting all of this violence.
I talked to several people today about these street racing arrests. Not one of them was surprised. Take a look at this. People in this plaza say these marks are exactly from that, reckless driving.
Yeah, Peter, that's right. And you can see the intersection where this crash happened just a few feet from where I'm standing. And tonight, there is no turn lane from Joe Boulevard to get onto East 10th Street. We've watched cars all day. We don't like driving on it either, but I spoke to that wife today. She tells me that wreck happened so fast, but it has been playing on repeat in her mind ever since.
Yeah, high tide here could be a good and a bad thing, and I want to show you why as we pull out the whole way. We got this big behemoth boat. If you've been following this story, this big guy, the Bachelor Pad is the name of it. It's been wedged here since almost a year ago, 11 months. That's whenever this boat was put here by Hurricane Ian. And you can see, take a look down here. It's wedged on this dock here, and the back end of it is actually kind of down into the pass here, Matanzas Pass. So maybe if we see that full 4 feet of storm surge, this could possibly be lifted up. But that's a good thing and a bad thing, right? We're talking about maybe some other damage. Also, this has become a centerpiece. We got people that have actually come up here and signed all this stuff. I mean, this has become a little bit of a roadside attraction, if you will, kind of like your own little Route 66 here on San Carlos Island. I spoke with the marketing manager just a couple of minutes. Yeah, and one of the big stories after Hurricane Ian was the damage done to these shrimp boats, and the damage is still evident here at Trico Shrimp as we take a look over here. This is an area that has not been rehabilitated or practically even touched since Hurricane Ian. Josh, can you walk over here? I just want to show the people what we had to traverse to get here. And I know our boss is probably, you know, maybe not so happy with us, but this dock is twisted sideways. If you look that way, it's almost kind of into the back bay here. And as you look farther down this way, I'm not joking when I say we had to quite literally walk the plank. And this is all from Hurricane Ian. And now these boats are tied up against what's left of these docks to try to, you know, stay here throughout the storm. 2 to 4 feet of storm surge is what we're expecting out here. And Josh, one of the owners actually of 3 of these boats here, you have people that are actually going to stay here tonight. I mean, after Ian, is that something that people are willy-nilly willing to do, if you will?
Yeah, this rain, you guys welcomed it. Thank you, JP. Hat tip to you there. It was dry up until about a couple of minutes ago whenever this rain band just started flying in here with this wind. One thing I want to show you, we are on the east side of this sandberm. You can see the sandberm behind me. This is not the beach. This is the artificial berm, or the man-made berm they put in here after Hurricane Ian. And you can see from where I'm standing, the berm is doing its job. It's holding its own as much as it can. I'm trying to get out to it. I can't obviously see what's below my feet right now.
Around 3:30 this afternoon, we saw police arrest a man just outside of these doors. There were about 2 police cars from Cape Coral.
It was bad, and people were riding out.
We are on Del Mar Avenue, and this is where Mike Schuttig survived the storm. He was staying at the Periwinkle Motel that's not here anymore, and he jumped on the roof with his girlfriend, his 2 dogs, and they floated to Del Mar Avenue, floated down Del Mar, and they got to these palm trees you see here. And Mike, you know, a year later, you're looking at these palm trees. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling grateful and happy to be alive. Without these trees here, I wouldn't be. Neither would my girlfriend and my dogs.
The last 365 days, we have shown that together we are strong and that we can weather any storm. We've really come together as a community to get us through this hard time. We've shown how resilient we are and what we can do when we work alongside each other. We have so much in store for you here on Fort Myers Beach when we come back.
This location very specifically because it really shows the progress we've made, but also how we have to continue to keep moving forward. Jason, when we're talking about hurricanes and when we're talking about forecasting, a lot of the time you hear about the dirty side of the storm, right, the wrong side of the storm, and you guys are kind of breaking that down for us a little bit too.
Yeah, so we were on the dirty side of the storm, obviously with Hurricane Ian. It's that right or eastern side of the storm, and you know that's the side that has the storm surge most of the time. It has a lot of tornadoes.